Sanhedrin Daf Nun Dalet Amud Aleph, 22 lines down. Today's daf is sponsored by Dr. Ezra Dan in honor of his parents. We're up to, we explained the first opinion on how we explain the Pisukim and the mother of the father's wife, etc. The Isurim. Now we have to explain that whole thing with Hachamim. V'Rabbanan, how do we explain the Pasuk of your father's private, you should not uncover? Ervat Avicha Mamash, it refers, they say that it actually refers that you cannot live with your father. Literally. Gemara says, we already have a pasuk that you can't live with a male. Gemara says, to make him two isurim if you're with your father. A goy, we're going to ask why that is with his father, have two isurim. Also, if someone's with his father's brother, also is for two separate. Another you could do right. The Gemara says, Marava. When it says that it's a goy, it doesn't mean a goy, it means a Jew. And we just don't want to say Jew because it's not nice. So if a Jew's with his father by accident, he's chayav korbanot. So the hidush is, since there's two isurim, right? You can't kill him twice. Since there's two isurim, you would need to bring two korbanot. The izadatach nochri mamash and it has to be talking about a Jew, because if you're talking about a goy, how do you kill a goy twice as well? Goyim can't bring korbanot. Let's be talking about a Jew that did it by accident with korban. And Achi says, Haba al aviv. Chayav Shtaim is one of his father. It's Chayav two Isurim. Haba al Achi Aviv. Chayav Shtaim was all the uncle is two. Ikadamri, those say Drokidan against Rabbi. That Ikadamri, I feel even Rabbi would agree. We might see that a kava chomer and Achi Aviv bring a kava chomer that your Chayav mita double penalty, just like your uncle. Uma Achi Aviv is Kurban Aviv Chayav Shtaim. If your uncle, that's just your father's brother, you Chayav two Isurim. Aviv l'koshekim, so for sure your father himself. You definitely Chayav two. The Kamifki B'tu Rabbi Rabban is Machloket. How come we don't? The two opinions. How does that make sense? Because it's machloket. More so What opinion holds that we can make a kava chomer based off of we can give a punishment based off a kava chomer, and therefore from uncle to father is a kava chomer, therefore chayav. Other opinion needed a pasuk because we don't make that kava chomer. But I know that there's a pasuk against a father's wife that is not his mother. The Gemara says, Rabbi Rida, what is the pasuk? He says that's the isur doraita that you can't live with your father's wife after your father passed away. But how does he know that? He learns from the second pasuk that it's your father's private, and therefore you can't. Rabbi according to Rabbi, he already learned it earlier. And therefore, what does do the extra pasuk? We said earlier already that pasuk is teaching you they're only chayav for the wife of your father, but you won't be a separate isur for a married woman. The Gemara says Mishnah clearly says you are chayav double. Even his father that passed away. Rabbi disagree. So we see that he agrees you're chayav on eshet ish. It's not in the Mishnah, but he does argue in the Beraita. How do we know that you can? How do we know you can punish for someone's father's wife after the father died? I can understand it because he had Xer Shiva. I know learn it from if they don't have Xer Shiva. I can tell you how the pasuk of uncovering your father's private area is the Isur. The Mafid like Rabbi because Rabbi used it for Xer Shva. They used it for the actual punishment of a father's wife after the father passed away. For one's mother that's not married to his father. Pasuk says she's your mother. Pasuk makes your mother that you're chayav for your mother who's not your father's wife. Just like your mother who is married to your father. Someone's with his daughter-in-law, you're chayav for daughter-in-law and adultery. The Gemara says, maybe chayav also for your son's wife, not just daughter-in-law. The Gemara says, Pasuk started off with mentioning daughter-in-law, then mentioning son's wife. I teach you what? Same isur. No Mishnah, someone's with another man, or with an animal, or a woman who brings an animal on herself, she gets sekila. Why are you killing the animal if the man's sin? So since first opinion holds it because this animal caused someone to sin, we kill it. Different explanation. So this animal is not passing in the street. And they see the cow passing by and say, "Hey, remember Shimon that got killed for with the cow? That's the cow. So we don't want that. Therefore, we kill it." Zachaminan, I know that it's a sewer with you get sikila for with another man. The Tana Bretta says, "Ish man." Prophet Katan. That means you're not chayav for a katan. Asher yishkav zachar with a male. Ben gadol ben katan sounds like whether or not the victim is with an adult or a minor. Mishkeve isha, lying with a man like you lying with a woman. This pasuk happens to teach you there's two isurim with a woman, natural and unnatural. Rabbi Shmuel says, right, we were bringing this pasuk to teach us something, and we ended up learning something else. That there's isur adultery would apply by women, whether it's natural or unnatural. Mot yimat b'skila, when I said they put that also by stoning. Atam b'skila and who says skila is different execution. The Markam b'demehen bam v'ne'ema ba'ovi didin bam alam skila v'skila yezera shua by ovi didin that teaches you that it is skila. Onish shemano. Now we have a proof that we have a punishment. As I mean, I don't know that it's isur. We like having a isur halacha and the punishment. This pasuk. I know there's a halacha for someone who's committing the act. The one who's the victim, the receiver. It's also asur. The word kadesh refers to abomination. The Omer in the pasuk says, "V'gam kadesh ha'ava aretz asur l'kol atavot ha'goyim asher yehorish." Divrei Yishmael. Rabbi Akiva eno tzarich. Rabbi says you don't need the pasuk. We have the concept of being with a man is like similar to the ways you're with a woman. And it says you can't do it. And therefore, whether it's the person who's doing the act or the person who's receiving that. It's someone's with an animal gets stoned. Tanabran says ish man. Excludes a child. With an animal. Whether or not the animal is an old or young animal. He dies with skila. Maybe it's a different execution. It says over there that concept of killing, and also says by different pasuk of killing. Over there, it is sekila. I know the halacha for someone who's mating with the animal. I don't know if he's the one who's being mated by the animal. Same new pasuk. Since we already have a pasuk that teaches you that you can't be mating with the animal, so too if the animal mates with you, you're also chayav. We now have a proof that there's a punishment for the giver or the receiver. So I know there's a warning for isur for a warning. That's for the person who's doing it. I don't know if it's the person who's receiving. Teach you you cannot have the abomination. This says you should not put yourself in a position. Okay. If so now we mentioned the types of isurim for being with another man. Either separate isurim for being the mating or the matey, the person who's receiving. So it's mahloket. So the difference is if a person does both, let's say by accident, whatever that means, is unaware that it was asur or whatever it is. So if someone brings a male on himself, he's receiver. There might be I have two separate isurim. Two separate pasukim. One korban. Same isur. Someone's with an animal and brought the animal upon himself, apparently also unaware. And therefore he would hold one. I guess the way it would be an accident is if you didn't know you were Jewish, and therefore you're with the animal. Okay, fine. Even according to Shmuel, you only have one korban hatat. When you're in a kaddish, it's referring to men to men, begavik rather, between man to man. The Rishmal is how do you know that you can't be with an animal, you can't be the receiving from the animal? The pasuk says you should lie. For being the one doing it, therefore you're even the one receiving. Torah uses the same wording. To teach you. Just like the person giving is warned and punished, so too over here, there's double as well by the receiver. Let's say a guy does goes with a man and then goes with an animal at the same while unaware. What's the halacha? According to Bekiva, there's two. One, had lom tishkaf, had lom tetem shechovtecha. The Rebbe Ishmael going to be Ishmael, and no have only one korban. Idi lo yakadeshu, both part of the same pasuk. Vaya afilu the Rebbe Ishmael and Ami Chayav Shtam. Can you Ishmael also have two? Titiv kol shechem be ma mot yimat. Im ein shechem tin lan shkaf. Because if they already have a pasuk for being the giver, so one separate one for the receiver. Pasuk is including both. This guy went absolutely quiet, crazy. He went with the male, brought the male on him with an animal, brought the animal on him. So four separate acts, all while he was unaware. Ben Riba, Ben Riba, the Shmuel, B'Chayev Shlosh, Chayev three. The Rebbe Akiva, Chayev Shtem, B'Kiva, Chayev two. Tenabran, the Chur Lo Asla B'Kutan Kikado. Regarding a male, the Torah did not make a difference in the case of a young male, like an older one. Bema Asu B'Kterakum, but an animal, it is the young is like an older. What is going on? Ma Lo Asu B'Kado. What does that mean? That the young male is like the older one? Amarav Lo Asu B'At Pahot Miben Tesha Shnim Kiben Tesha Shnim. Regarding sodomizing a male to be chayav sikila, according to the first opinion, Rab says only chayav if the child's over 9. Shmuel says lo asu bi'at pahot miben shalosh shanim kiben shalosh shanim. The Torah says the minimum to be chayav mita for being with another male is the victim is 3. Why is what's the machlok 9 and 3? Rav Savar called it itzavish nishkav. Rav holds that since you go according to the person you're doing with, and a child, we hold that a male, is able to have relations only when he's 9. Therefore, you're only able to have mita when the person is 9. And Shmuel holds we go according to women, and a woman youngest age is 3. A male has to be at least 9 years and 1 day old to be chayav. Someone's with an animal, whether or not, and this is the rest of the Brayta, that unconnected. Someone's with an animal, whether naturally or natural. Woman who brings the animal upon herself, either naturally or unnaturally, also chayav. Regarding women, there's 2 separate ways to be chayav. Regarding to an animal by a man, only one way. Opposite. A woman who is natural to receive, should be chayav only when she's receiving. But if it's going unnaturally to her, then it should not be chayav. But according to an animal, a male animal that's not normal, on a female animal, both ways regarding a man with an animal. The Gemara says, according to all, according to any type of act, right? Against both opinions right now, that you're always chayav. If you think this is bad, tomorrow is even rougher.